Well, on the ice, he's a difference maker, right? He plays power play, special teams. We addressed it yesterday. The added wrinkle he brings, not wrinkle, but him and they're 1A and 1B, him and Jack, when the pucks run through them. So when he's out, you miss that. It's easier to defend against us. 5-on-5, he complements Jack. Any line he's been on really well. Scores, makes plays, impacts the game defensively with his stick. So all those things, you're losing a guy. Now you're putting a guy up in the lineup that maybe is better suited with his 15 minutes. Now you got to, you know what I mean? So it affects your whole lineup when a guy like that's out. In the room, I think the guys just have a ton of respect for him, and probably a man of few words when I'm around him, but when he speaks, it's usually very accurate. When you talk to him, you're getting honest feedback. So that's what I see with Mark, and obviously he's going to represent Team Canada. He's an elite level player, always has been. So that's what you miss.
Coach, coming off of a 3-game win streak, how do you keep that momentum going into the 3-game group?
Well, half our team's from Manitoba, so they'll be excited to play there. They always are from out that way. So Edmonton, we seem to bring good games there. So that's a positive. Hopefully that carries right into Minnesota. We haven't seen them this year. They're probably playing as good as they have in years. But that'll be game 3, so we'll focus on Winnipeg first, then Edmonton. But listen, our team's been through it. They've been, most of the guys have been here a while. They're used to winning. I don't mean that to be arrogant. It's just they're programmed to win. They have expectations to win. So we're not going to be satisfied that we had a good week last week. That means nothing if we don't have a good week this week. And I think the best teams in the NHL go through those stretches, right, where they don't have that many poor ones, and I think would be in that category. So I think our guys will be ready to go, knowing that you can't ever take your foot off the gas.
Having what you did today at practice, where do you hope to be better in Winnipeg than you were the last time?
The last time against Winnipeg, or on
just
recent?
Recent.
Today was more of an. Yesterday, we only have the 2 practices. We focused more on the defending details, stick position, angles. There was a bit of that today, but it was more of the offensive side of things. I think if you saw the DB involved way more offensively than probably most practices. Every rush, they're up the ice. We had them low in the O-zone at times, keeping pucks alive. So that is situational hockey that if we can get more offense out of our back end, then we'll benefit from that. Now, do we build those in during the year, Darren? Yes, but not as much volume as we did today, or quantity as we did today. So that was the focus a little more today. Get their feet moving, join in the rush. I think the teams that are good defensively, and all 3 of these are, you need a second layer of attack. So that's a little bit of what we were trying to implement today, or remind guys of today, so that it's available to us and we use it on Thursday and Saturday and Sunday.
Just based on no one being in non-contact, there's potential for you to have your full lineup for the first time this season in one of these games on this trip. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's important that you stay healthy. That's the one thing. It means that, typically we usually have, now Ben Hutton's still out, but still, he's the only guy right now and he's skating. So Whitey's in a full contact jersey. I suspect he'll be cleared for this week. We'll find that out Thursday and Saturday. But what it means to me is you have options if you need them. But at the end of the day, it just means you're healthy. Other than that, and usually when we're healthy, we're a pretty good team. Coming out of the gate every year, we've been healthy. Our record's proven that when we have our full lineup. So that's what I expect it'll do for us. It means we should be able to play at the top of our game. Now, give Stoney a break. He played 1 game, rested 5 days, and he'd missed a month, so he's going to have a little bit of rust. Didn't show a lot the other night, but that's human nature. If Whitey comes back in, he's missed a bit of time. But other than that, it means you're able to balance your lines. The minutes should be a little more equally divided, which is what we want, especially when you play 3 and it's going to be 3 games in 4 days. So that matters as well. So that's what it should do for us.
You just use an interesting phrase, program to win. Are you programmed to win?
Well, I'd like to think so. I don't think I'd be here, to be honest. I don't think they would keep me around. I mean, their expectation is to win, and that's the way I'm wired. So I think it's a good marriage.
What does it mean?
Well, it means you're not satisfied when you... I think it's tougher to describe than you think, but programmed to win means you prepare appropriately. You don't sit around and enjoy a win any more than you have to. You're getting ready for the next one. You don't assume because you won on Friday night that you're going to carry that over to the next game. So you get yourself ready to win and prepare properly. So for me as a coach, it means you have to be demanding to a certain extent. You have to let the guys enjoy it. But hey, we've got another game to play. This is what we need to do. And it's I think guys that are programmed to win hate losing more than they like winning, to be honest. Can't stand losing. So, that when that happens, they're right back into let's fix this mode. I think that's what good teams do. I said that earlier. I think you avoid those long losing streaks when you're programmed to win. Your expectation is to win. It means you're just a little more focused the next time out, a little more dialed in, and you don't let things slide.
So would you say that was well defined through sort of an injury-plagued time? Because when you look up, you guys are second in the league behind the 3 league leaders, 40 points, then you guys got 39, and you're just getting healthy, as you mentioned.
Yeah, we've been a little more fortunate, I think, than years past, if I had to guess, but we've still missed our captain for 50% of the games. We missed Carly for, I'll say 30%, something like that. Another important piece. We've obviously missed some other guys, but not as big a chunks, I don't believe. Obviously, Huddy is out, but we do have 8 healthy defensemen. That's the good news. We have a lot of depth there. So once you get into 2 and 3 guys out, when Haig was out, White Cloud and Huddy then became a little bit more of a challenge on the road. I think Haig, Robert Haig came in and played well for us, so we were fortunate there. But having our health is going to make us even that much better. I just believe that we can, as I said earlier, you can distribute your minutes a little bit more evenly, and people are slotted in where they're supposed to be, where they can have the best success.
What's this little breather you've had, Bruce, in the schedule? Do you feel like the team's re-energized and refreshed?
Well, I'd like to think we would. We had a weekend off. There was the Chris Stapleton concert, of course. So I did not go, but I think some of the fellas went. So we had a Christmas party. It was nice the next day for the young kids running around. So 2 practices, fly tomorrow. So we have had time to recover. You don't know what the exact amount is. I thought it was right for us because of the intensity of our schedule early on. So we needed it. Came at a good time for us. So that's the way we planned it, and we'll be back to work 3 and 4 this weekend. We'll be back on the ice lots, so hopefully they have lots of energy in the third periods, right? That's what your rest does for you. It should give you some legs each night, and then on the last game on Sunday, hopefully we haven't skated into the ground this week where they have something left in that game too. So that was the plan. I think the guys were on board with it, and I think they worked hard today and yesterday too, knowing that we'll probably stay out a few minutes later these 2 days because we've taken some time off. So they've been respectful of it, so see where it leads us.
Do you think there's one specific quality that makes a good distributor of the puck? And if it is, where does Jack fall?
Well, I've seen fast guys, slow guys, guys in between. I think it's composure, I would say. The ability to hang on to the puck an extra half second or second, to me, is usually what separates the best distributors. So that gives the pass receiver an extra half second or second to get open, basically to get open. You can get open by separating, or you can get open by letting your check separate, and you kind of drag a little bit and still find some open ice. So that's what, to me, the best distributors are. They have composure. It's obviously vision is, to me, is the obvious. You have to be able to see the ice to be a distributor. I'm going to take that for granted, that every guy does have that, but it's the composure that truly separates them, I think, to hang on to the puck the extra little bit.
Does that just speak to how good of a season he's having, knowing he still has that fresh shot that he's got that pass first mentality?
Yeah, and Jack will shoot. He's never been afraid of shooting. He's just, he's got 2 guys in his wing that can finish, right, and they get open. Barbie doesn't need the puck as much as other wingers. He gets it off the wall. He's so good off the wall. Jack's got 2 guys on each side that are terrific on the wall. And so he has the puck a lot through the blue lines, and that's where he wants it. So now in the zone, those guys just got to find their ice and get open, then obviously execute the shot, right, to finish. So I think that's what's really, when that line was going earlier, that's what really made it tick. They could both win puck battles, stick battles, get the puck to Jack. He has the ability to separate in the neutral zone on a regular basis, right? You don't usually catch Jack Eichel. McDavid did the other night. I think it was an empty net goal situation, probably surprised him. But in general, you're not catching them. So they're good enough to get the puck to him. And then he knows they're hot too. I think Jack would shoot more if he felt that his line, you know what I mean? I don't mean to sound, but if they didn't figure they'd score, he'd shoot more. But right now, he knows they're getting open and available. There'll come a time he probably will start shooting more because those guys will be covered better. Eventually, you got to take something away and leave something open. So that might be the strategy down the road for his line. That hey, make sure you take care of his wingers, let him beat you, and all of a sudden, I think he has the presence of mind to do that.
Do you see Jack as a shooter or a passer? Is that fair?
I wouldn't put him in either category and distinctly, right? So probably a 40-60 passer. Third, maybe 33 to 30, 40% shooting, 60 to 67% passing, I'd say. I don't know if he sees himself that. Did you ask him that question, or what did he come up? Okay. Well, I'm curious to see what he says. Most centermen would probably consider themselves passer. He'd probably say it's more, but I think Jack will shoot and does have a good shot and should shoot. So don't encourage him not to, please, Darren.